Hello Magic fans, I'm Beef and welcome back to another standard gameplay video, this time featuring a green-white lands style deck. This is another one of those decks that won 6 in a row in Platinum or higher ranked queue on MTG Arena. I'll put a link to where the website where they keep them all, and you can see a few other decks as well, including the black deck played the other day. As I said, this is a land style deck, so the main kind of synergy is getting lands down. So we have Bristly Bill, which is a new card from Outlaws of Thunder Junction, 2 mana, 2/2 with landfall. Whenever land ETBs under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature, and then you can pay 5 to double the number of +1/+1 counters on each creature we control. And we also have Freestrider Lookout, another new card. Whenever you commit a crime, crime is whenever you target an opponent, a permanent they control, anything in their graveyard. You look at the top 5 of your library, you may put a land from them onto the battlefield tap. Only triggers once each turn, but that does include your opponent's turn as well. Outcast of Greenblade, when it ETBs, search your library for a basic land or desert card, and we have a lot of deserts in our mana base. Reveal it, put it into your hand, so not onto, it's not ramp, but it's still a good way to make sure you hit your land drops. But then it gets +1/+1 for each desert you control, and as I said, we have a lot of deserts. We also have Spelunking, which lets us draw a card, put a land into the battlefield, and lands enter untapped. That's very powerful. Omen Path Journey is another new card, which is, I've not really got it going yet, but we'll see. So when it ETBs, you'll search your library for up to 5 land cards with different names, exile, then shuffle. At the beginning of your end step, you choose a card at random, and then put it on the battlefield tap. So it is ramp, and potentially ramp for 5 turns, but it is quite slow. But it's a good way to hit landfall triggers more than once in a turn. And then we have Colossal Rattleworm. Has flashes as long as you control desert, which we will. Trample, 6/5 for 4 as well. And you can exile it from your graveyard, search your library for a desert card, put it on a battlefield tap, and shuffle. And rounding out the deck, Spinewoods Armadillo. Most of the time we pay 2 and discard it to get a land card or a desert card. Put it into a hand, we gain 3 life. That 3 life can be very helpful, especially against aggro deck. But we generally have no issue getting a 6 mana and casting a 7/7 with reach and ward 3 is very powerful. And we've got Dance of the Tumbleweeds, a 2 mana spree card, so we can pay 2, then we can pay 1 to search for a basic land or desert card, put on the battlefield. Great way to ramp. And then an additional 3 to create an XX green elemental creature token, where X is the number of lands we control. A great way to get a beefy creature onto the battlefield, or just a 3 mana ramp. And with Desert Stew, it's an instant for 2. Target creature gets -2/-2 until end of turn, but it gets an additional -1/-1 for each desert we control. We control a lot of deserts. In fact, every single land is a desert apart from 3. So this is often -5/-5, -6/-6, which will kill most things. Gold Vein Hydra, 1 on an X with Vigilance, Trample, and Haste. When it ETBs, you put X +1/+1 counters on it. So we can play this as a 2 mana 1/1 or get a lot bigger. And then when it dies, you create a tapped treasure token equal to its power. What's interesting to note, if it is removed by something like Desert Stew or the Lochthwain Scorn, the adventure side of the Virtual Persistence, because you give it minus whatever, it will have 0 power, so you won't get any treasures. And finally, we have Final Showdown, another spree card. We can use it. We can pay 6 to destroy all creatures, or we can pay 1 to cause all creatures to lose all abilities at the end of turn. Pay 1 to give a creature indestructible. This is a great way. If we have 7, we can give one of our creatures indestructible, such as a Rattleworm, an Armadillo, or Bristly Bill, and then destroy all other creatures, or just as a complete board wipe. Then Getaway Glamour. Also spree, pay 1 white and then +1 to exile target non-target creature. Return to the battlefield under its owner's control, beginning of the next end step. Great way to rebuy ETBs, such as the Lookout, but also it's a great way to get rid of opposing creatures for a turn that you might not want to deal with. And then also you can pay 2 to destroy target creature if no other creature has greater power. So you could also, if you've got the greatest power amongst creatures, you could flicker your own creature so that now one of the opponent's creatures has the highest power and destroy that. And say for land base we have 3 forests, then everything else is a desert. Forlorn Flats, Festering Gulch, Creosote Heath, they all come in and deal 1 damage to target opponent, which is a great way to trigger Freestrider Lookout, because that counts as committing a crime. Arid Archway, it enters tapped and you can tap for 2. However, when it ETBs, you need to return a land you control to its owner's hand, so it's not quite ramp. But if you do bounce a desert, you get to surveil 1, which is really powerful. But what's really good is if we can hit this. Well, one with Spelunking, if lands enter untapped, this will enter untapped, so that is a great way to ramp. But if we hit this from say like a Freestrider, you know, it's an additional land, so it means we can also get lands back into our hand to hit our land drop, to hit these crime lands to get those triggers. Then Conduit Pylons, when it ETBs you surveil 1, tap to add colourless, or you can pay 1 and tap it to add 1 mana of any colour. We don't really need that on a 2/3 colour deck. Lands are pretty good. And then finally Sandstorm Verge, tap to add colourless. It doesn't enter tap, which is quite good in this deck, and we can pay 3 and tap it. Target creature can't block this turn, activate only as a sorcery. That can come up, but it's not really the most relevant. Obviously it's only relevant if they've got 1 creature on the board, really. So that's the deck. If you enjoyed it, please remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the gameplay. We have a keepable hand. Bristly Bill is a great counter producer, and then Outcast Greenblade can get us more lands, and Omen Path Journey as well, and Spinewoods Armadillo will make sure we hit our land drops. We'll just get down the forest. I won't play Bristly Bill on turn 2, as there's no point. We're up against the Nissa deck, which is going to be hard for us to deal with. Play the Pylons, Surveil. Don't really need no Bristly Bill. And then we'll channel the Armadillo. To get another land. This is where one of the cards in the sideboard, Rest in Peace, would be quite useful. And maybe draw in a card that gives a creature -2/-2, then an extra -1/-1 for each desert we have, and we've got quite a few deserts. Spelunkin's a pretty good draw. I mean, all our lands enter untapped. They're just gonna, I imagine, sacrifice the Analyst, and if they've got Nissa, then it's pretty much game over. Do they not have anything? That's actually quite handy. Mainly, I think, for Nissa. as it would give something minus 4/-4. We don't need another Sandstorm Verge. Let's get in. I imagine they'll block and then sacrifice. Yep, so they're going to get a lot of land, gain quite a bit of life. What we kind of want to do now is keep up Desert's Dew for if they have a Nissa. I think there goes our Bristly Bill. Well, I do need to discard something with 5 or more mana value. They discarded a Bonnie Pal. There is Nissa. What we can do is let's Green Blade. And then we can get one of our black deserts. Jenna's on tapped due to Spelunking. And then we can potentially Desert Stew something. So we do get to add blue mana, which I imagine they'll probably just use on one of their Memory Deluge, or maybe sacrifice their clue. Or they got a way to destroy my Green Blade. Yeah, the World Told Raid is going to be an issue. I just need to find another one, basically. Well, we'll play the Journey. Get a Heath, a Gulch, Forlorn Flats, Conduit Pathway, and then an Arid Archway. Swing in. Yeah, they'll block and then sacrifice. I think the biggest problem with this deck is the fact that after whatever it's called, the Aftermath Analyst, you can sacrifice it at instant speed. If they made that sorcery speed only, which they do a lot, I think it would be so much worse, because you can't even remove it, because if it's got mana, they'll just sacrifice it, and because it's part of the cost to sacrifice it, it doesn't even use a stack. Do they have the World's Old Rage? They have something. So we can save our Green Blade if we need to. Well, okay. I think that's game over. Yeah, the Nissa deck's just absolutely busted. It's such a shame as well, because it's very hard to interact with and they just generate so much mana. And as I just said, the Aftermath Analyst, you can't actually kill it because it just sacrifices itself at instant speed, and you can't interact with it because it doesn't use a stack. But anyway, let's move on. We have quite a slow hand, so I'm going to mulligan this. This is a better. We will get rid of the showdown, I think. We'll play the Gulch. And then we'll play second Gulch. Next turn we can play Bristly Bill, then the Forest. And then we will actually play the Heath. So next turn we can get the Splunking down and then the Archway, which will come in untapped. Losing our Bristly Bill was a bit annoying, but we'll play Spelunking. We're going to get down the don't need another. No, I don't think we do. And then we can play the Heath. And then we'll get down another Arid Archway. Well, I mean, put it into a hand. Hopefully they don't have another removal spell. But in black, I expect they do. Obviously, it doesn't die to cut down. We should be able to create a big elemental. But we are in a bad place. We'll get down the Freestrider lookout. Get down the gulch. Oh, what? I can't even... Oh, it's +3. Well, in that case, I think we're probably just dead. Yeah, we are just dead, which is unfortunate. Let's move on. Well, this is a very slow hand, so we're going to mulligan. Well, at least we will make sure we hit our land drops and we have a bit of removal, so I guess we'll keep this. We'll put a festering gulch. Rattleworm's a good draw. And then we'll just discard the Armadillo to get another land at the end of their turn. Unless they play something that we want to kill with Desert Stew. I'm fine with that for now. Let's get... Creosote Heath. Blunken would be quite nice. And let's do the same thing. And then this time we get our own Heath. Arid Archway, sorry. Sure, we can keep that. They've got their own Spelunking. That turns on the Stomper. A second Spelunking. Just remove the Stomper there. And we'll get out at Forlorn Flats. And at the end of their turn, we can flash in the Rattleworm. Or maybe destroy the Gateway Glamour if we need to. Destroy something with the Getaway Glamour, sorry. But they do have an absolute ton of mana. Oh, is this the... This is the combo deck where you just kill people by copying all your pain lands. Yeah, let's concede. Let's move on. We have an okay hand. We can get down the heath on turn 1 and maybe get just a 1/1 Hydra on turn 2. Better than nothing. Let's see if it survives. If not, we do get a treasure. And then we can get down a Freestrider lookout. Sure. Next turn we can search up a desert with Dance with Tumbleweeds, which will commit a crime because it will ping our opponent. I'm a bit worried about they've left mana up. Well, let's swing in. Oh, let's go for it. I imagine they have a counter. They do not have a counter. We'll get a... No, we want to get a ping land. So we'll get a Festering Gulch. We'll take the Archway. And then we can pick up the Gulch. Don't think we need another one. Yeah. Not sure what their game plan was, but they didn't really do anything. But next turn we could have played the other Freestrider lookout, get down our Gulch again, and hopefully fetch up 2 more lands, and then eventually got down the Rattleworm and protected it with Final Showdown and Getaway Glamour. So yeah, good result. Let's move on. Well, this is removal heavy, but that's okay. Hopefully we draw more land so we can get Bristly Bill going. But obviously our Desert's Dew will be pretty good. Still looking for that third land. That could potentially get out of hand. So, but we have enough removal. obviously a bit of an artifact deck. So I think we're going to have to take out the Captain Storm. But maybe not yet. Let's grow the Bristly Bill. And then let's get another Creosote Heath. And we'll swing in with Bristly Bill. The Lookout does have reach, so we can block the Gear Drake. But obviously if they sacrifice a lot of artifacts, we should be able to clear most of their board next turn. Yeah. Fine, we're taking 5. Conduit Pylons. Surveil. Don't really need that. Take care of Captain Storm. Just get a forest. Yeah. And we could have taken out their Goblin Tomb Raider and their Gear Drake as well. And I think that would have been just too much. And I think they saw that coming. So good result. Let's move on. So this is an okay hand. We can search up a land on turn 2, and then some Pelunkin will get all our make all our lands enter untapped. So we'll play the Gulch on turn 1. And then turn 2 we'll just wait until the end of their turn for channeling basically the Armadillo. We want a let's get a Creosote Heath. Unfortunately, we don't have a tapped land. An untapped land. I imagine they're going to buff their Twin Blade Geist quite high. Yep. So we'll put our archway onto the battlefield. I think that's a bit too slow. And then what we can do is if they buff their creature a lot again, we can essentially blink it with the Getaway Glamour, sorry. Is that worth it? No, I don't think so. we'll play the lookout, play the flats, get another creosote heath, and then yeah, we'll keep that armadillo up. Let's get an archway, and I am going to gee, let's just destroy that. Oh, don't have enough mana. I will just blink it then, because it will get rid of security bypass. We can play a big gold vein hydra. So what we'll do, no, tap an archway. That is good to have. And then it's only a small one, but another final showdown. Don't need another land. I don't mind if they chump. They are going to gain a lot of life. Maybe I should have just destroyed it. But now we have... yeah, we'll keep that. What's that? 5, 7, 9. So play this for 9. Do they have a Fading Hope or something? No. Just an Aganjo. Let's just get it, yeah. Obviously, they could survive that turn because they could have chumped the 9/9, but after that, it was going to be downhill. Good result. Let's move on. So an okay hand. I like having Freestrider Lookout because it can help us ramp. And we can even get down a 1/1 Gold Vine Hydra on turn 2 if we don't draw anything else. Obviously a Spinewoods Armadillo would be nice to make sure we hit our land drops. Yeah, so we'll get down the Heath. Another Freestrider Lookout. Yeah, let's just get down a 1/1. If it dies, it means we get a treasure. I am fine with that. Oh, but I don't get a treasure because they made it a 0/0. We really need another land then. That's not it. They seem to be stuck on land as well though. They're on the all removal all the time. Just one more ping land, please. Well, there is one. So we do ramp a bit. Don't need another Omen Path Journey. Yeah, they obviously had land issues. All that didn't stop them removing 3 of our creatures. But anyway, good result. Let's move on. So, an okay hand. We have a bit of removal and we can even Gold Vein Hydra on 2 if we need to. We'll play the Gulch turn 1 so we can Desert Stew. A dinosaur deck. Yeah, let's just keep up Desert Stew. It can give things -4/-4 at the moment, which I think I will. Let's get the Arrowed Archway. I'm fine not blocking. So what we'll do is and let's get an archway. Don't really need another land. The Hammer Skull won't untap, so I'm okay with that. That's not great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are 1-all. Oh no, we can cast the Armadillo. It being a 7/7 with walled, reach, sorry, is very useful. And it's even got walled 3, making it harder to kill. Well, let's take out the... I'm not entirely sure how they're going to survive, but I think they know it as well. Yeah, very quick game, very simple game. Yeah, I think just having the mana to play that Armadillo as an actual creature, it's very rare we do. We usually just cycle it to get a land. But a good result, so let's move on. I think this is a keeper. We can remove something with Desert Dew, and by the time we can cast it, it'll give something -4, -4. And if we don't need to, we can fetch up a land with the Armadillo. And there's a second Armadillo. An untapped forest would be quite good. That is not an untapped forest. Oh, looks like we're in a bit of a mirror match. I think I'm just going to have to remove this now. Not hitting a land drop, I think is really going to have hurt us there. Bristly Bill is going to be able to grow. Yeah, this is not great. Let's get a Creosote Heath. So at least next turn we can play at Outcast Greenblade and ramp. Well, not ramp, sorry. Just make sure we hit our land drops again. We will get another Creosote Heath and play the Gulch. So at least our Green Blade can block their Bristly Bill for now. Oh, that's annoying. Well, let's get down. Oh, I thought we had another one. Well, what we can do is blink one of their creatures and then destroy the other one. It's not the best use of mana. We'll blink the Bristly Bill so it loses its counters. So exile that and destroy that. We can actually do the same thing. Play out the Festering Gulch. And yeah, let's keep it up. But we are massively behind. Final showdown would be really helpful, as we could just wipe the board. We might just be almost dead now anyway. Right, let's do this again. Gonna have to bounce that, then destroy. Oh well, killed ourselves. Well, that sucked, but oh well, let's move on. Hello Magic fans and welcome back to the wrap up. So as you can see, we played 10 games with this deck and we had a 6% win rate, which is pretty good, and we also did manage to win 5 in a row at one point, so it's not out of the world to believe that this won 6 in a row, although we only did it in the play queue, not a platinum ranked or above. It actually turned out better than I expected. I know it's a very synergistic deck, but with all the lands entering tapped and all that, I thought it was probably going to get run over. But I think the life gain from Spinewoods Armadillo helped with that. And I think I won a game which I didn't record. Then I think I lost 3 in a row. And at that point, I thought, oh, here we go again, like the black deck we played the other day. But then I said won 5 in a row and then lost the last one. So pretty good overall. You know, we had... I don't think we played any deck more than once, and we didn't play, say, mono red at all. So we can't really get much information from that. But yeah, an overall pretty powerful deck, quite fun to play and very synergistic. It's great when, you know, you get down Bristly Bill, get down a land, pump a creature, target them with a pain land, get another land from Freestrider to look out. You've got one of your cards is now a 6/7 because you've got loads of deserts on the battlefield, and then you know you play a massive Gold Vein Hydra, or you play your 7/7 Armadillo with Reach and Walk 3. So very powerful, very fun to play. I had a great time playing it, and I hope you all enjoyed watching it. And if you did, please remember to like and subscribe. It does massive wonders for the channel, and it doesn't take you much or anything to do. So thank you very much, and I'll see you all in the next video.